Ach nee, ich versuche hier gerade so ein Q&A-Video zu machen, aber es ist jetzt ein bisschen zu hell da hinten im Background. Und puh, there's this term called disparity. I think it's the distance between two objects. Like there could be objects, some things like a age disparity. It's the age difference between a 20-year-old and a 10-year-old, or a 60-year-old guy and a 20-year-old girl or woman. There's a big disparity. And I think we can have this disparity between subjects, between things we think. A certain kind of tension, and there needs, maybe this tension needs to be there so we can think about something, or we are attracted to think about something, or we are triggered to think about something. If you are an opposite belief of something than somebody else, then there's tension, and then there's something to talk about. On the other hand, of course, there's harmony. So when you love bicycling and your buddy loves bicycling too, you have a topic to talk about. Like, oh, what a great day to go bicycle. Oh, you're right, let's go bicycling. But then he writes some other kind of wheels than you do, and then you can start to talk about it. There's, maybe we need tension to talk about something, to create something. If everything is easy and we are all in the same opinion about everything, we have a good flow together probably, but then without this tension, what do you think? What do you think about this tension? Anyway, so I wake up to a message. I've been doing your exercises for probably 6 weeks or so now, but still I have a good deal of neck and shoulder pain in the upper right quadrant. Somewhere here probably. I'm a piano teacher and it hurts to play the piano. So that's a problem. There's a tension. She loves to do something, but she can't do it, or she has to do something for her income, for her living, for her basic needs. So she needs to do it, and she doesn't feel comfortable. It hurts to play the piano. Do you have any particular lessons you recommend? So that's a good question. But she already did like 6 weeks or so of my exercises. So my YouTube channel is like a place to get ideas, to find exercises and to work with them. I think if you have neck pain and you do a Feldenkrais movement sequence and you don't feel better after 20 minutes, so we narrow it down to this setup, to this kind of topic, then there's a couple of reasons why you don't feel better. So one of the reasons might be the difference is too small to perceive it. So the difference of you feeling better, or there's no betterment at all. So this could be probably either because you do the wrong sequence or you do the sequence wrong. But that's not a good thing to say. Let me rephrase that. You're doing the sequence. You have not yet discovered the thing that makes the difference. You have not yet discovered how to address this problem. So that's the question. I'm just stating the obvious. Obviously. Am I running in circles here? I need to get to the point. I don't want to steal your time too much. So I want to talk about 2 topics today in the case of neck pain, because there was another question on YouTube. Let me just shortly find the question. Another question I found this, or I got this morning. Somebody please help me. I accidentally formatted my videos. That's not the one. Okay, here from Jason. I feel like the arm shoulder that goes underneath is not able to support my neck properly. Am I just placing it in the wrong place? I can't find a comfortable place. I feel like all the weights wants to go on my neck and head. So that's a question to another video, but it's also neck related, and I want to answer that with the second topic I want to bring up. So the first topic is about tension, about pre-stress. So maybe if you know a thing or two about anatomy, you know we have a skeleton inside, everyone has one, I have one, you have one, and then there's muscles around it. So if you buy an anatomy book, that's what it says, like there's bones and there's muscles which are pulling the bones, and that's only a small part of the picture. You know, in science, somebody finds something and make a thesis, and then there's an antithesis, something opposing his finding, and then there's research, and then there might be some theory, some working theory, some model of reality we can work with and develop products or develop more science. And with anatomy, it's just the same thing. Somebody started to cut people open and find, oh, there's a skeleton inside, even in humans. And then there's muscles who pull, and then we named the muscles, and then we say one muscle pulls a bone, and you know. And this is just the beginning of anatomy. And anatomy evolved massively over the last couple of decades. So now we know that we're not stacked from the bottom up. We're not built from the bottom up like a house or a skyscraper or a tree. We are not at all. The skeleton, you can't even think of the skeleton as like a supportive structure which holds you upright. You can think of it, of course, but that's just a tiny part of the picture. So muscles are never relaxed fully. Let me give you a quote. All the tissues in the body are pre-stressed. Some people don't want to be read at, so you can switch off the volume, I don't know. They are always under tension, so muscles are never programmed lax. There's always muscle tone present. All the fascia and connective tissue. In fact, all collagen have intrinsic tension within them. Even under deepest anesthesia, when you cut muscles, it retracts and pulls apart. There's always tone to muscle, and you can never say your muscle is completely off. Yeah, that's it. So one thing that can go wrong with the neck is the pre-stressed patterns can be wrong. So you need to rig the sail, like in a sailboat. You can't fully relax. Or like if the rigging is wrong, if the tension in the front doesn't match the tension in the back, and you know it's not just the front and back and the sides, but there's like tiny muscles everywhere, small muscles everywhere, pulling somewhere, pulling the whole thing into a stable equilibrium. And if there's something off, some are pulling too hard or not hard enough or too soft and too lax, there might be something wrong. So we need to have a good pre-stressed structure. Like the spokes in a wheel in a bicycle, they need to have the right tension, but that's tensegrity. That we can't compare it with a living biological being where you have soft matter physics and liquids and non-linear behavior. And the body is just such a complicated thing. It can't be described in bones and muscles, and that's it. It's far more complex. So we're talking about pre-stress structures, and we need to get the pre-stress right. I will show you a couple of, no, not actually exercises, but a way to do exercise. So if you have practicing my Feldenkrais lessons and you didn't get the effect on the neck, so you might be missing a certain kind of movement quality. I will show that in a second, how to explore that. Not in a second, but in a couple of minutes. Pre-stressed. So even for me, if I work with clients all day and I hunch over the table to lift a head or to lift a leg, I will have some neck pain in the evening, and I will have to do some exercises to relax the structure, for one, to remove tension that shouldn't be there, like sore muscles cramping up. So to relax muscles, but on the other way to pre-stress them again, to bring in just the right kind of tension, just the right equilibrium of tension, and then it's good again, then the pain is gone. And you should be able to feel that after a couple of minutes, the relief of neck pain if you're doing it right. So that's one thing, and the second thing for the neck is the chest. This thing here with the shoulder blade as a sesamoid bone, and this little bone here, clavicle, and the chest, which is breathing and moving with your breath. Inside the lungs are breathing. What was the point I was talking about? Pre-stressed. And the chest needs to be flexible. So you can't have like a rigid structure here where everything is too tense here and then too weak there. So that the head is not actually balanced like a ball on top. No? Basketball on top. No. There's everything is connected. Like we are one system. When you pull a muscle in your foot, it affects the neck as well, because everything is connected in this tension pattern, in this biotensegrity structure. The chest needs to be flexible, and the chest needs to support the head and the neck. And if the chest isn't flexible in this area, you will have neck pain and maybe shoulder pain, probably, very likely. So to address neck pain, work on the pre-stress patterns and work on the flexibility of your chest, but don't use stretching, because it doesn't make sense to pull anywhere too much in this structure without thinking about the other parts of this, So I will show you. Let's go on the floor in my living room. So first of all, if you have so much tension in your neck or upper quadrants, chest, that it hurts, it's probably a good idea to come to the floor. I have a nice carpet, like you already know, where you can come and relax enough so you don't feel that strong tension anymore. So there's this, if you know my videos, if you have been following for a while, or made up some of the videos, you know there's like movements where you just lie down or roll your head. Of course you need time to sink to the floor, to have gravity do its work, or to give yourself over to gravity as we understand gravity right now. Gravitational waves have been discovered. My guess is the dinosaurs had, at that age, there was a different gravitational field than it's now. If you go to the International House of Mystery in Oregon, there might be a different gravitational field than it is where you are. Well, anyways, just let yourself sink, and you can roll your head. So this is actually just watch me doing it. Don't follow along. You have these videos where you roll the head, or where you are in side lying, so you need a cushion, and you move forwards and backwards, this kind of movement until you're relaxed. The one thing, some people, when they lie like this, they can't bring the head down because there's too much tension somewhere. It's just not enough. And then here we already are in this pre-tension discussion. I have too much tension in your, too much tension to be able to let go of the neck. So you have to gradually let go of it until you can't any further. So it's stuck or it's just hurting too much. So you have to bring it up again. Lift. Don't can go into even into banana where you press your side against the floor and then let go again. Let go, let go, let go. Is it alright? No, no, no. And then put tension in your neck, in your upper body. So there is tension and you hold the tension. Of course, to be in this position, there needs to be tension. Otherwise, I can't sustain my head in the air like that. And then let go, let go. And maybe you need a small, like a small cushion or a small towel, and then lift it again. Might not be enough, you might need to even lift your legs, like lift both knees and feet in the air until you're like really inside lying position, like standing, and then from this very strong and tense position start to relax, and then do it on the other side. And you get the idea. It's like progressive relaxation. You tense up, you relax. You tense up, you relax. But only here, it's like it's already it's a movement where you're in the air, and then let go, and eventually, I guess it will be soft enough so you can put down your head. If you have done that like 10 or 20 times, maybe you need to have other positions. Maybe you need to be on your back and lift it and let go again, and really lift it and let go again. And then to my favorite neck exercise, that's what I do when I have neck tension here, even pain. So there's, in my Getting Better Day by Day series, there's this position where you bring up your knee in this crawling movement. So you make yourself comfortable on the floor. So on the floor, you relax until the muscles are fairly enough relaxed so you can feel comfortable. There's no more such pain, or maybe just a little of it, this stingy, tight pain until you can't relax any further. So, and then you assume a position like this. It can be any other position as well. Could be in side lying with a pillow or no pillow. Or could be on the back. Submit yourself to gravity. For me, it's this position on the floor. Okay, and then pre-tension, the whole pre-tension business. So you lift your head just enough. So here I have a postcard. It could be a piece of paper. I rest my head on the postcard. It's difficult to pull out the postcard because the head is pressing against the floor, or at least there's the weight of the head. So you're lying here, and then you lift your head just enough so it's easy to pull out the card. You get the idea? You don't lift it all the way up, you just lift it enough so that it's easy to pull out the card. That's how much you lift the head. That's tension, basic tension, like what's the word? Tonus, basic muscle tonus. Just a little bit more. And you hold it there, you hold it for like 10 seconds or maybe 30 seconds or only 5 seconds as you wish, and then you let go again. So you're playing with pre-tension patterns. It's a whole different area of work, a whole different realm of movement. So it's just this, you lift it enough so you can slide the postcard under and then let go again. Or pull it out, hold it, and let go again. Or you lift your head just a little bit and then move it to other place. We do this in the Getting Better Day by Day series extensively. If you haven't watched that, watch and work through my Getting Better Day by Day series here on YouTube for free. And lift it, hold it in this pre-tense position, just enough so you can slide the card. or move it to another place and let go again. And lift it, bring it to another place and let go again. This should resolve your neck pain and prepare you for your next piano session or your next task you have to do, or work in front of the computer. And if this doesn't, so you can do this in bed before you sleep, or in the morning before you get up, or you can do it in the afternoon, just like I do now. Actually, it's before lunchtime. And if this doesn't work, your problem is something entirely different altogether. So after 20 minutes of doing that, or even after 10 minutes, you should feel a lot better. And if you don't, there's something, either it's the wrong exercise, you're still doing it wrong, or there's something different altogether, and we would have to research. One of the things that could be still wrong is the flexibility of the chest. So there's plenty of exercises, Feldenkrais movement sequences for that. For example, I have one video actually where you try to twist the chest like this, and so to make the chest more flexible, you can work with the head, and so you need to reach the upper quadrant of the chest. So when you lift the head, this needs to move. And it's not just, so you have side bending and you have twisting and side bending. You have twisting, side bending, and maybe extension. There's plenty of movements to work with, or you could cross your knees and roll your pelvis and then transfer this movement through your whole spine until you reach the upper quadrant, the upper part of the chest. So when you go with the head, of course, there's not much happening, but when you move your head in the other direction, there's a strong urge for the muscles, the intercostal muscles, these muscles, to let go a little bit. So this is to relax. And then, so you have relaxation and pre-tension. After you relax them, you can use a little bit of power to pre-stress them again and hold it there and let go again. So these are two ideas I want to give you: pre-stress pattern, basic tension in the muscles, and flexibility. And if this doesn't help you with your neck pain, maybe you need to go to a veterinarian. I don't know. Just kidding. Just kidding. Or you can observe yourself, what you do during the day to exacerbate your problems, your faulty movement patterns, or not faulty, that's not helpful at all, but your movement patterns that will cause pain. Because if you have pain, there are such things like movement patterns that are causing pain. So you need to identify them and replace them with better movement options. So that's another Feldenkrais concept, not to eliminate. It's difficult to eliminate things, but you replace them with something better. All right? So I hope that was helpful, and I wish you successful explorations. Right? Okay, bye-bye, see you in the next video. It's a process. Life is a process.